So what we need to do, we need to stop this mentality of everyone working for themselves and no one else. It has to be cooperative. So that's one of the reasons why I founded Meant to Be Seen. So we have a growing membership. We're going to be hitting 1,000 registered members soon. Not bad for 3 months' work. If you Google us, we're well recognized. We've established certification standards which are very positive, very well recognized. And we're really working to push the industry forward. And again, we're non-proprietary. We don't have allegiances to specific companies. We're there for anyone who's willing to get involved. Now, the point I brought up earlier about stereoscopic 3D being expensive, well, this is an important point. I mean, this is a mentality that has hindered the industry because I think it's very much a false mentality that stereoscopic technology is expensive, and I'll show you how. Let's take a look-see here. Now, in this market, the game developer market, there are some key components that a gamer will buy. They'll buy their computer, the Intel, the AMD. They'll get some memory for their computer. But one of the most important components, if you really like video games, is to buy something called a graphics card. And a mainstream graphics card, meaning a game that will run the majority of the games with medium to high settings, which means like medium to the best quality, you're looking at an average of $200 to $300 US. Now, the NVIDIA, their flagship product, which is the fastest product in the market today, retails for about $550 US. And again, new products are coming out every 2 to 3 months. It's a very fast-moving industry. Now, a hardcore gamer, they can replace their graphics card every 3 to 6 months. It's incredible. They're willing to spend $200 to $300 US every 3 to 6 months just so they could play their video games. So at the end of the day, a mid-range gamer can spend $1,200 US a year on graphics cards alone. I'm not talking about sound cards or memory or motherboards or CPUs. I'm only talking about one small component in the computer. So it sounds crazy. Maybe you're asking, is it real? I mean, were people really willing to do this? How is that possible? Well, I'll give you an example. EVGA, they're a very popular name when it comes to graphics cards, and they offer something called a step-up program. And the idea is that you buy a graphics card, and then within 90 days, you can trade that graphics card in for another one. You pay the difference, which actually, at the end of the day, could actually be more than the difference you get at a store. But it's important to recognize that you could trade your card in and buy another one, a brand new one. More than that, and this is interesting, they offer lifetime warranties that will cover overclocking and deliberate hardware abuse. So what I mean by that is there are gamers who will drive their graphics card maybe 20, 30% faster than it was designed to do, burn it out in 3-4 months because they wanted the best performance they can get. And the company, it's not just EVGA, other companies will do it too, will say, oh, that's okay, send it in, we'll send you a brand new one. So why, how do they do this? How can they possibly do that? It sounds ridiculous. Well, and I'm going to read this word for word. In the hardcore gaming industry, components dependent on performance are short-term purchases and become obsolete over the course of months, not years. So if you buy that 8800 GTX, I could almost guarantee a year from now, you're going to start shopping for another one because it's going to show its age pretty quick. It's an excellent piece of equipment, but in this market moves so fast, everything you buy you can consider obsolete. So let's have a reality check. A mid-range 22-inch traditional LCD monitor. I'm not talking 3D, just a regular monitor. Look around, figure $300 US. That's a good monitor. You can estimate an LCD panel will give you about 60,000 hours of life. So figure 7 years of life. That's based on a quote from CNET, based on an 8-hour day. So, and more than that, even if over the course of that 7 years, the life expectancy is dependent on the visual quality, not the performance. So your video games can get as interesting as you like, but that monitor is going to last you 7 years as long as you're happy with the visual quality. So let's take another look at our budgets. So a mid-range stereoscopic 3D solution, let's say we want to go on the higher end, let's say $1,000 US. A mid-range graphic solution, let's go mid-range. Let's say we're talking average gaming folk or average gaming people. We're looking at $300 US for that solution. In 5 years, a mid-range graphic solution you'll have only spent $1,000. As long as you're happy with the visual quality, you'll have only spent $1,000 for that solution. $6,000, easily up to $6,000 for that graphic solution to keep up with those games. So I have to ask you, is stereoscopic 3D expensive? And I think I'll read this quote for you. Stereoscopic 3D is the greatest dollar-for-dollar value you can purchase for your gaming PC today. That's my opinion, and I stand by it. Thank you, Mr. Spock.